Good evening, good morning, or good day, whenever you may be watching. I tip my hat to you, dear viewer. I wanted to talk about Elden Ring since they're making an Elden Ring movie. I do mainly music on my channel, but sometimes talking, and I'm back again. This time I want to try to explain the convoluted and strange family tree of the gods of Elden Ring. And I'm going to try to do it in one take for you. Written, of course, by George R.R. Martin from Game of Thrones fame. He made some very on-brand decisions in the lore writing for Elden Ring. So yes, let's start with what is the Elden Ring itself, right? It's a rune, it's a physical item, it's something that can be embodied within a person in the lands between. That's the name of the world of Elden Ring. And the first Elden Lord, or vessel for the Elden Ring we know of, is Dragon Lord Placidusax. I will include pictures. Here he is. So in the times long before the game, Dragon Lord Placidusax was the vessel for the Elden Ring, the all-powerful rune bestowed upon the world by the Greater Will, the ultimate supreme deity of the lands between. There are lesser gods. It's believed that the lesser god associated with Dragon Lord Placidusax abandoned him. He was no longer a fitting vessel for the Elden Ring any longer, which enters the way for new Empyreans, that is, candidates for potential godhood. Queen Marika being the one that we're most interested in, right? She is the progenitor of all the gods of Elden Ring. She becomes the next vessel after Placidusax and the dragons go away. So when Marika becomes the vessel of the Elden Ring, she creates the Erd Tree. This is like a kind of an alternative afterlife. So instead of people dying and going, their soul returning to some outer plane with the Greater Will, it's going to go to the Erd Tree now. So some souls go to the Erd Tree, get reincarnated to the lands between, and some people just live on in death. As time goes on, Marika eventually seals away the ability to die because of her son's assassination. She's very upset about it, and it causes lots of problems. It makes her no longer worthy to be the vessel of the Elden Ring. So now that we have established what is the Elden Ring and who is Marika, let's talk about Radagon. Radagon and Marika are one person, but they're two separate bodies. They're a male and female aspect of a single being, but they are two separate beings. So when Marika seals away death and she's no longer a fitting vessel, the Elden Ring is now within Radagon, only until a new Empyrean candidate can prove their rightful godhood and become the next true vessel of the Elden Ring. This is what you do throughout the game, right? You want to be the next Elden Lord, but there are other Empyrean candidates that are trying to vie for this. Melania, Michaela, and Ronnie. We'll get to them in a second. Now we have Radagon, Marika, the Elden Ring. Radagon and Marika being one person. We'll start with their oldest assumed child. I think that this is the oldest, Messmer the Impaler. This is before Marika is having children with Godfrey. Here's Godfrey. And possibly even before Marika is the vessel for the Elden Ring, when she is just still the Empyrean candidate. Messmer the Impaler, I think it's pretty likely that he was born first, earliest, and before all the other children, given that in the mountaintop of the giants are impaled via Messmer the Impaler style all over the place. Assuming so that he assisted them in their original conquering of the lands between so she could gain power, and then he was banished to the land of shadows. He's cursed with fire and a snake. His younger sister confirmed, Melina. She helps you throughout the game. She is your person who helps you level up, and she's destined to burn the Erd tree. She gives you your magical horse. She is Mesmer's younger sister. It's intentionally convoluted whether she is born later in the timeline or if she is born earlier than the other children. But I'm going to assume it's Mesmer, then Melina, children of the Marika and Radagon Union, pre-Godfrey. Okay, so Radagon leaves the royal area with Marika. He goes to Liurnia and he meets Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. Here she is. Renala and Radagon begin to have children, while Marika takes Godfrey, and they begin to have children. It's intentionally vague. Nobody knows what order these children all popped out, but from Radagon and Renala, you get Rani, Radon, and Rykard. And from the Godfrey-Marika union, you get Godwyn, Morgott, and Moog. Now, Godwyn the Golden, assumed to be the only child born not cursed from Marika's lineage, he is eventually assassinated, and this is what causes Marika to seal away the rune of death and take it out of the Elden Ring, which is like a master rune, right? So Godwyn the Golden has died, his soul has died, but his body continues to live on in a horrible, monstrous state, growing ever bigger and bigger, spreading death root throughout the lands. It also creates a death blight. If you get affected with this in the game, you immediately die from death blight. Morgott and Moog, the next youngest children after Godwyn, are born with an omen curse. They have horns all over their body, they're tall and ogreish, and this is some sort of punishment for the Marika-Radagon situation and the sealing the rune of death away and all that. So now we have all their children. Godfrey is banished from the lands between. He is banished by Marika. She takes away his ability to see the light of grace. She tells him to get lost, and someday when the time's right, he'll be called back again. This happens throughout the game. He's one of the last bosses you fight. Radagon leaves Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, to reunite with Marika as her second king consort. So Radagon and Marika, one person but two separate people, they are now reunited. Renala is very sad and distraught. She lives out the rest of her days nursing a amber egg, Radagon's parting gift to her. Godfrey goes off to the Badlands, they call it, to go be a war chief once again. Marika and Radagon have new children in this second union. Melania, Blade of Miquella, never known defeat. Everyone knows Melania. And Miquella, they're twins. Miquella is cursed with youth, being young forever. In the Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC, we see that Miquella, like his mother, Marika, also splits off a male and female aspect of himself. Melania and Miquella are Empyrean candidates for the next becoming the next Elden Ring vessel, as is Rani from the Radagon-Renala union. And Miquella believes that he's most likely to become the next god of the world, so this is why he splits off his male and female aspects. He thinks he doesn't, he can't be a good god if he has these womanly traits of the Saint Trina persona within him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that the Elden Ring movie does a good job portraying this confusing and convoluted family tree. I hope they don't have a tarnished player character self-insert in the movie. But it could be cool. It could be good. Elden Ring, what a great game. I hope the movie ends up just as great. Thanks for watching. As always, good luck.